Welcome. Welcome to the Rebirth Sessions. I don't need that. Welcome to the Rebirth Sessions today. And yeah, as you can see, the world is turned upside down. And there's a reason for that. We're going to reverse everything today. Especially the way we are thinking. We're reversing it from the horizontal to the vertical. And much more, much more. So today is a bit of a different, it's always different, but this is also a different kind of session that we have. And the difference is in the ingredients that are coming to us. So we have some special guests. And I'm not sure if Pernilla is coming, but she wanted to share some kind of movie. So that's great. If she's going to be here, we're going to watch it, and otherwise we'll leave it for a moment. But also very rebirth-like movie, short movie. And you see these days there's a lot of short movies being made. Great to watch. It is an expression of rebirth, of something that seems to be horrible, shifting into something that is totally different and whole different quality. And well, that's visualized and that's put into an image and a video. And that's great too. It is one of the expressions, like it is obviously inspired, because otherwise you would stay with where you find yourself. So the recognition that something, say, can shift and change in you is just a recognition that is essential to growth, to becoming fully in the awareness of who you are. Because what you are is already what you are. That cannot change. Okay, so there's a lot of things I obviously don't know where to start with all of it, because it is like there's a beautiful, always beautiful inspiration coming during the day, during your day, when you wake up. Sorry, not you. Beautiful inspiration that is happening while you actually are present. Like it's inevitable. It's a continuous flow of inspiration that is in fact coming to you. And if you're open and aware of it, you can actually like share it or extend it. And for sure, for sure it reminds you of the happiness that is in you for no reason. Just, in fact, it is being let free to be itself. Like it's, the imprisoned splendor is escaping continuously. And that's where it's for. It is not imprisoned. It was only like denied and fogged up. As if you look through a window that is completely fogged up. Well, you see there's light behind all of that. If you see the sun, but you don't see any kind of texture or any kind of bright light, clear, and all this. So it's foggy a little bit. Now, coming to the the fog or the density or the veil that is covering it up, actually taking an honest look at it and reconsider it. You could say reconsider it if you still want it. If it's really worth what you're, if your denial is really worth it. Because in fact, that is what you will have to look at. Is it really worthwhile? No, of course not. But why am I holding on to it? There must be a reason for that. Now, this is then actually some sort of exercise to do this. And we come to that later. So we have a French artist sharing with us some ideas. He's in fact introducing the whole idea of reverse, just as Joel is. And with Joel, we're going to start. So in the week schedule announcement, I refer to I also use this picture behind, but I revert to one of the expressions of Joel in the book, say, uh, the world is new. I always forget the title. I want to say it right. The world is new. Um, so some words from there, from out of this book in chapter 3, Joel shares this idea of reversal of thought. Now, this is something that is very much present in A Course in Miracles too. Like the reversal is a word that's being used like 30 times or something, and the reverse also. So it's like that's what the miracle is, you could say. The reversal is what the miracle is. The possibility of the allowing that to change is what a miracle is. Now, so this miraculous occurrence, we bring that into a moment of contemplation. I'm going to share that with you now. And so I'll read to you what Joel is sharing. And that does seem like just an invitation. That's why I love to use it. And so consider that invitation. And look at what the words actually mean to you. And see at the same time, just like we practice on Sunday, is like see if some related thoughts are coming up, just as a direct inspiration by what is being shared. And just for you in this moment to receive that. It is a lovely exercise. Begin by reversing your own beliefs about yourself. And one of the fundamental reversals that is taking place is reverse the belief that you exist as an effect of something, as an image, a reflection, or an idea. You are the very presence of God, the allness of God, individually manifest here for the glory of God. So in that sense you are an effect of God, but you're not an effect of anything that appears to be outside of you. No, you're an effect of God. You are the very presence of God, the allness of God, individually manifest here for the glory of God. So I'll read it once more. Begin by reversing your own beliefs about yourself. Reverse the belief that you exist as an effect of something, as an image, a reflection, or an idea. You are the very presence of God, the allness of God, individually manifest here for the glory of God. So let's be still with that and see if that, say, causes an influx of a related idea to you as a biblical expression or who knows what. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So one of the things that came to me is this, is like, okay, so we're say recognizing we're an effect of God. You know, we recognize that there's our common source. Now it is like the cause and effect. We know this in human terms to be, say, they are separate. There's a cause. Something happened a year ago and it still has an effect now. So this is how you believe, as a human being, believe the cause and effect relationship. You think there's time between the cause and effect. Now here with the expression of I'm the effect of God, God is my cause, is then that there's no place where there's time in between of that. Like literally cause and effect are never apart. So we try to separate cause and effect of one another always. In fact, delaying the outcome, while the outcome was immediately there with the idea. So with the whole idea of separation, you could say, the moment that you considered separation in your imagination, because it's nothing more like that. In fact, what happened is it was immediately corrected because it was an impossible idea. And now you find yourself in what is it? So it's like you repeat ideas, you still bring things to life. If you didn't do that, it would disappear. If you would not pay attention to it, it would simply not be there. If you would not value it, where could it be? It's like it has no real life to it. So you have to actively, reanimate it, you could say, bring it back into some kind of manifestation in order for it to be there. Otherwise, it simply disappears. Now, in our rebirth process, you could say, in our transformational process, this reanimation that you do with all your ideas, with all your relationships, really, it's like you reanimate the relationship. Because if you would detach from it, if you would let it go continuously, you would not know what would happen. And this causes, fear ideas. That's why you keep doing the same thing, you could say. That's the human habit of doing the same thing in relationships. At least you know what you have, you reanimate it, it is there. And I'm saying reanimate, but you probably get the idea of what I mean. It's like you bring it to life, you value it, it is there. You see it, so it's proof that it's there. Now in your transformational process, you see, well, that's not proof at all. Because what I see actually is also just an idea. It is not that I give it meaning, otherwise I wouldn't even see it. Now this is, of course, like a fundamental shift in our process, because we're reversing the belief in what we see. We think there's something outside of us having an influence on us, or having power over us, or abusing us, or making us sick. But it can only exist with the idea that you are already an object and, a body walking around on the planet. Being vulnerable, needing to protect and defend, and all of this. Now you keep yourself very busy with that. And so in the rebirth process, this was what I was talking about. In the rebirth process, we actually stop doing that. We actually are reversing our habit to pick up something that we actually know that we don't want. Like, it is literally like that has no life to it. I want to know who I truly am, is what you say. It's like, I want to know who I truly am. I want that to be my experience. Now, what do I need to do for that? Well, at least, allow a change to occur to myself where I reverse the ideas I have about myself as the self-made image that I treasure and, perpetuate in time, to something that is present here now. And that I don't have to manifest, that is already here. That is already within me, because there's literally, there's no, separation. There's no such thing as separation. But we experience this as a rebirth process. You letting go of your ideas of yourself is that you valued so much, feels like an death, something that ends. Maybe it feels like a sacrifice, or at least like, now I cannot do my favorite thing anymore. Like I cannot do the thing that I'm used to, and that is in fact perpetuating the separation, perpetuating the life that I think I have, the existence that I find myself in. I really think that that is my life, so I need to maintain it. And that's at least how I grew up. That is how I was informed by whoever, say, did my upbringing. And it started to become a belief, and that's not so easy to get rid of right away. So that seems to take a moment. But when you let go of that, something happens. All right, so I want to take it slow and stay right at where you find yourself in your experience. Now, I'm actually going to share with you now a short introduction to, say, practicing now. Now being then the moment that you let go of your ideas and say come into the practice of not picking up or valuing any ideas you think you need to maintain in order to exist. All right, so I made a bit of a video for that with some music, and that's what I'm going to share right now. See, I'm using this idea of leaves because, yeah, it is a great example. It's like if you would see that you're walking through a forest with leaves why would you want to pick them up? Why would you want to collect them? Why would you want to do anything with them if you actually are perceiving yourself in a clear sky where you can receive, say, the love of God immediately? Like it doesn't make sense to pick up these leaves. And this I use then as a metaphor here, but I love the idea of that, because it's an activity of mind, in fact, that I'm referring to. It's like, so you pick up an idea, you pick up a thought, not to become present here, and you think it gives you something. Now this is a very, say, interesting training, because the thoughts will come, you know, it's inevitable. You cannot stop your thoughts from coming, so they will be there. And I still say your thoughts, but they're actually just the thoughts in your mind. So they come up, but you don't have to do anything with them. And just like we saw in the meditation, words and ideas come to you, say, spontaneously, you could say, or it's like that's given. You are in communication with the whole universe, so you cannot even lose any idea at the same time. It will come to you in a moment that you need it, but exactly then, not in the way that you think it would be, but in the way that it comes to you, like the way that it is. And when you allow that to happen, and this is the beautiful part of it, it's like when you allow that to occur, let these ideas come, instead of coming up with your own ideas, you see that what is given as a response or as a way of expression is actually going to be beneficial for everyone involved. Like, of course, like it communicates. It is literally fresh. It communicates right here, right now. It has no relationship with any other moment but this. So it can be whole in this moment, in other words. There's nothing taken off of it. It is not anything but what is present here. And of course that not necessarily have to be words. It can be just your presence. It can be an action. It can be a gesture. It can be anything. Still in your three-dimensional idea of yourself, even. Like it can be anything. It can be a smile. It can be a hand reaching out. It can be sitting still and doing nothing. As the best thing that could ever happen to anyone. You know, it's like this. So it's like it has no connection with your ideas about the situation. Now this is so fundamental and so helpful. Now you can say, like, I don't have to plan for the future. You know this. It's like there's no sense in doing that. But I can organize a little bit. It's like I can have some appointments during the day or who knows what. Like, sure, I write it down in my calendar. Otherwise I forget about it. But the fact that it's in there doesn't mean anything about the occurrence that is actually going to take place. In other words, you don't know why you're doing the things that you're doing, why you are going to the place that is in your calendar. Like, no, you don't know anything about that. You think you know why you do the things that you do, but even that does not have a real, say, meaning. So here we are then. So in order to come in touch with the meaning that is actually given in every moment, you will have to be open in order to receive that. Otherwise, when you have an idea in your mind already, you know that you cannot see anything else. Now this is so fundamental and so great to practice, and it gives you, in fact, immediate results, because you're not determining the outcome. So in other words, wherever you enter into, even though you seem to recognize the place where it is, the people that seems to be related to it, or who knows what, you still see this only as a scenery you enter into, and not knowing what will happen in that moment, but at the same time completely open to be present and to in fact allow what needs to occur. See, since we find ourselves still in a transition period, in fact, like recognizing there's more to life than what we thought as a human being, opening up to a spiritual teaching, or having had experiences of light and love that have no, say, worldly reason whatsoever. We're still finding ourselves in the process of making this whole in every moment, letting this be whole in every moment, bringing this back in every moment, just like is happening now. Like, I have no idea where this is going to go, but I'm open to receive it and let flow through me the words that are given me in this instant. Now, this is literally what is going on, and I cannot do it any other way because I wouldn't know what to tell you. I gave up having ideas about it. So that's a great reversal, you can say. Like, that's a great reversal, because now I'm just, in fact, taking time to let that, like, I start to trust that that is the way that it works for me and works for you. It's like I start to trust that more and more and more and more, and see that how beautiful that is to see that at work. Like, what a totally different quality is related to it than when I came with my own ideas, trying to figure something out, or trying to get something together, or who knows what, trying to reanimate a relationship that doesn't seem to work, or who knows what, just to give some examples. It's like that, letting it be as it is an incredible, beautiful exercise. Now, there are different things we can do now. We have so much to share, in fact, with the things that you send to me that you want to share, who are present here in the meeting. And so let me see, maybe I bring in the French artist. This is already like a preparation for the days to come. You can say this could be working on, I don't know when you're going to present anything that's related to this, but I just want to give it to you. And so you can see whenever you get ready or are being inspired to work with that, then you can bring it into expression in one or another way, whether that's a poem, whether that's an image, video, whatever. It really doesn't matter. As long as you allow something to come to you and say, in fact, are letting it all be shown to you what to do with it. Like, that's really where this exercise is for. Now, I'm first going to introduce you to an artist who uses ideas, concepts, that in order to come to an expression of it in the moment, not having any relationship in time whatsoever, very fundamental in its image expression, you could say. And so that's the first step. The next step will be that I share some of the concepts that he uses, but we're going to use it in a different way. If you don't know what I'm saying, it's all right. I will share it with you, and it will be so clear. So this is from the artist Bernard Venet. It's a French conceptual artist, and he explores the meaning of art through the language of mathematics.
At a certain point, I stopped producing art because I thought that, there is no need for me to just make paintings for the pleasure of making paintings, to decorate the walls of collectors, to satisfy the museum, to satisfy my need of making art, because otherwise I cannot live. Ridiculous. No. Art is about giving new definition about art. I do not enjoy at all making works. Working on art, it's terrible for me. I just don't like it. What I like is to have a concept, is to have an idea and think, oh my God, I want to do that. So I did it. I introduced rationality as much as possible, the use of language, mathematical language, and I went as far as possible. I was not sure about if it was going to be interesting or not. Where was I going? I didn't know, because nobody ever went into that direction. But I thought that it's better to leave the risk, the experience, not to walk with all the others and to just by myself and see where I'm going to go. When I started to make my mathematical paintings in 1966, I was not even sure it was going to be valid, to be accepted. My artist friends of my generation came and they thought that I was going crazy. They said, you know, it's not art, it's mathematics. You see, there is nothing more abstract than a mathematical diagram. It's more abstract than a painting by Rothko. My work today is liberated from all that. I'm not going to copy the art of the past to justify the fact that I'm doing art, that I'm an artist. It's the concept that counts, not the visual, physical aspect. Art is a field of knowledge which is constantly on the move, just like mathematics and physics. If art was not always on the move, it would die immediately. All my work is coming from the use of lines. In general, very simple. There are some straight lines, then there is some curve, then we have the angles. Okay, so which is a broken line. So straight line, curved line, broken line. Some people think that sculpture is something that is finite. There is a definitive configuration at the end. It has a shape, and this is how it's going to be forever. It's only when I started to do the accident pieces, you know, that I started to see the richness of the possibilities again. I come with my forklift, I push, and I get the result. This is precisely a sculpture. We can call it a performance if you want, because there were people around watching me, but in reality, I was just making a sculpture. I have concepts that drive all my activity. You see, I talk about disorder, I talk about instability, antagonism, entropy, disorganization, disintegration, transition, the unexpected. I do not control the work. This is what interests me, the fight between the still and me. The sculpture is the result of the process. What you see is how it was done. The parameters that define what art is today have nothing to do with the parameters of the past and nothing to do with parameters of the future. I mean, we know what it has been until now and what it is today, but who is guessing what art could become tomorrow? I would like to dismantle everything that you see in this property and next week just change everything and make new works for the pleasure of change. Change is life. The stable state is death.
I love his accent too, it's great. So that's great, lovely. I love this guy. So that's why I share it with you. Like it's very lovely. Because it's original, you can say, like, okay, he's expressing himself as an artist. Well, it's wonderful. He's inspired, obviously. He lets things just fall into place, literally. Now, how beautiful is that as an exercise? He needs the 3D way to express that. Wonderful. That doesn't matter. It's still, say, what happens in his mind with it. He's curious about what is going to happen. He has an anticipation about what it's going to be, because it's not in his hands, it's just working through him, you could say. Now, I love that idea. So this is what inspired me to share with you a list, and I will send this to you in an email if you participate in this meeting. These are expressions we're going to do something with. Well, these are in French. That's already done for us. That's really nice. And this is in English. Also great, wonderful. Now here are all, say, expressions, in fact, telling you something about falling apart, about uncertainty, instability, not trying to put it together. No, it's falling apart. It's imbalance, dispersion, rupture, instability, disruption, unpredictable, defiance, uncertainty, disorganization, entropy. Is like going all directions. Now you can choose 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you like, to work with those ideas, to let something come to expression. Not that you have to think about it, not that you have to work it out or try to make something of it. No, you say, in fact, are opening up to the communication of inspiration, to listening, to letting related ideas come to you that are certainly like related to an inspiration that you could never think of. Literally. So I love these expressions. That's why it's like, oh, that's so great, that's beautiful. I'm going to send it to you when you participate in here, and I'll probably put it on the website too, because these are just general terms, you could say, but all have to do with, in fact, reversing your thinking and letting go of the form that you want to hold together. So that's a great exercise. So anyway, so that's that part.